the above?
I was scared. I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. I had cried less in the 17 years I took drugs than that one morning.
Huh.
After the service, Jay came right off the pulpit and walked over to me, and he gave me a hug, and I could not stop crying. And he asked me, "What's wrong? What can we do? What's wrong?" And between my sobs, I was hugging him and soaking his suit, and he just wanted, what can I do? And I just told him, I said, I just feel emotionally bankrupt. And he said, well, we can fix that. And he reached under a pew and he grabbed a Bible. And he opened it and he marked a page, and he flipped through a little further and he marked a page and he marked 3 or 4 places and he handed me the Bible. And he said, listen, Randy, where I've marked, will you read this week and come back next Sunday? And I said, sure. And for anyone who knows Pastor Jay, he said, that's great. You have done nothing that God will not forgive you for. Hugged me and left. He was gone. And for anyone who knows Jay, that's exactly what he does. And I was back that next Sunday. And for the first 5 years I had gone to church, I missed, maybe 3 or 4 Sundays.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where did you have the, if you will, the spiritual breakthrough where you recognized your need of the Lord and you committed your life to Him? How did that happen?
Very shortly after. I credit Jay for a lot of this stuff, but it was just God. It was God showing Jay how to mold me. I had many meetings in Jay's office where he would mentor me on what it meant to be a Christian, what it meant to be a man. I had no idea how to be a man, Jim. It didn't take very long. I was saved. I gave my life to the Lord, and things just took off. Things really just took off for me.
Now, you discovered somewhere along the line that you had hepatitis C.
I did.
And you were scanned at the hospital, and they found what?
I found out very shortly after I had been saved, a year or 2 into going to church, that I had hepatitis C, unbeknownst to me for, 30 years. Yeah. And so the first thing they do is take your blood, and then they usually give you an ultrasound, and if that doesn't pan out too well, then they do a biopsy on your liver to see how far the disease has progressed. I went to an ultrasound, and they found hundreds of tumors on my liver, some as big as a dime. As you can imagine, I was devastated. I questioned God. Why would you bring me here to show me this? And so the next step, of course, was a biopsy and to see how bad cirrhosis had set in. So during the course of all of this, I'm seeing my family doctor quite regularly, so I took him this ultrasound, and he confirmed it. We had, some space in between, and I had another ultrasound. There was a healing service with Pastor Craig Pitts at our church.
Yeah, Jay's associate at the time.
Yeah. He decided to do an anointing service.
Which means?
Really it's just an oil service. What happened for me, I'm sure there are different.
Put a little bit of olive oil on your forehead and pray for you.
Made the cross and, prayed over me. And I remember sitting back down in the pews waiting to be struck by lightning.
Electricity, right?
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Nothing happened. Walked out, went to another ultrasound, took that to my doctor, had another doctor's appointment, and he sat me down and he confirmed that I had no tumors, not one tumor on my liver. Now, my doctor was obviously not a Christian, but it was very plain to see that he was struggling with a way to tell me that this can only. I asked him how could this happen? Was the first one wrong? Was the second one wrong? He said, Randy, I really have no explanation for this. And I said, well, I do. So I told him pretty much the story I just told you. And he said, well, I can't really speak to that, but I, as a man of science, have no explanation.
Now, when we go into remission for various afflictions, it doesn't necessarily remove tumors, right?
No, sir.
No. You still have Hep C.
I do.
But no more tumors.
No more tumors.
You spend a lot of time speaking to young people, also prisoners. You've had quite an impact for many years. We got about a minute left. What do you tell kids about drugs?
Everything is a gateway drug. No matter what drug you're introduced to, it's a gateway drug. It could very easily lead to heroin and death. A lot of kids don't realize that one ecstasy pill, if it does not jibe with the chemical balances in your body, it can kill you. That first ecstasy pill. Yeah. In the old days, it used to be two separate groups, the pot smokers, and we thought were gigglers, and we didn't have any time for them, and the hard drug users. And today, it's very easy. What parent hasn't given their child a tablet, a pill? In 10, 11, 12, and now they're finding them everywhere. These ecstasy is just rampant, rampant.
And the kids listen to you because you've been there, done that.
I guess, yeah.
Well, the book is really something everybody wants to read, I'm sure. It's called Two Roads, One Man's Journey from Drug Lord to Salvation. Randy Robb is the author. And how do people get access to the book?
Pretty much any major bookstore in North America.
We'll have them, okay. And if they don't have it, they could order it for you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, Randy, it's been terrific. Thanks for coming our way.
Thank you.
Okay.